Bezos, the founder of Amazon, and his wife Mackenzie are divorcing, and they are the richest couple in history. And of course, everybody wants to know how the finances will be divided.
Our guest today is UW professor Christine Whelan. She says, wouldn't it be wonderful if they had talked about this beforehand and made a plan? Oh, 2020 hindsight. Hi, Christine. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for braving the weather today.
Absolutely. So yes, this big couple, they're splitting, and my hope is that they had some time to talk about this beforehand. But you know, there's interesting precedent set on what happens when especially high net worth couples divorce.
Yeah, and it's a 50-50 split of assets that was set by a UW graduate, I understand.
Exactly. So UW graduate Lorna Jorgensen went. She had a very famous divorce in the end of the late 90s, and she set this precedent that for equality in marriage. And she was a real advocate. She used part of her settlement money to help others and educate others on equality, financial equality in marriage. And she was the founding donor for the Money, Relationships, and Equality Initiative here at UW-Madison that I now direct. So what we try to do with this initiative is educate people on that intersection of finance and romance through the life course. So whether you are just starting in a committed relationship, or whether you're already settled in your relationship and there's some financial changes that you need to discuss, or if you're splitting up and you need to figure out how to divide the assets, this initiative is there to provide free information to help couples figure it out along the way.
And that's a free workbook that you can do?
Yeah, so we created a free workbook called Equal from the Start. It's a free download on the website, and couples can do this, and it really sort of gives them the framework to ask those right questions about what does money mean to me? What does money mean to us as a couple? And it's not just about money, of course. It's about division of time and responsibilities as well. So how do we facilitate those discussions in a way that's going to make it not like the most terrifying thing in the world to talk about, right?
And the problems come in if there's like somebody working outside the home and then someone staying home and take care of the house and the kids.
Absolutely. So we think that, you know, everyone talks about money fights, right? And how money fights go on for the longest fights. They're nasty. But you know what? They're usually not about money. They're about values and time. And so if one person's working outside the home for pay and one person is facilitating, you know, all the child care and all the things that make the home run smoothly, well, you know, work for without pay that's done in the home, it doesn't accrue in a bank account, but it makes the family work. So part of those discussions are about sort of equal benefits and equal respect for the work that is done.
Well, and just having the conversation.
Absolutely.
I mean, in my generation, we didn't, you know, we kind of went into this stupidly and blindly without talking about it beforehand. I think kids nowadays are so much more involved.
And this is in lieu of a prenup. I mean, if there's a prenup, none of this really applies.
Well, no, it's in addition to. So first of all, I think everybody should have a prenup and to have those conversations before you enter the relationship. In fact, for those people who are cohabitating and not marrying, there are cohabitation agreements as well. We have lots of information on the site about that as well. How to write one. You can even download some of them on the internet.
It's not very romantic, but it's very practical.
You know what? I would actually like to say it is very romantic.
Oh, really?
And I would argue that this Valentine's Day, we should really forget flowers. And we should talk money with our honey, because we can sort of build a future together, right? You can talk about your shared values and where you want to go together. And honestly, if you can have those conversations beforehand and prevent fights, there's nothing more romantic than that.
And you know, you don't know what your path's going to be. You're young and you're in love, and somebody might go this way and make a lot of money, and the spouse might be as happy but not make as much money.
Absolutely. And so this is where talking about your values and then how you spend that money actually makes a big difference, right? So in terms of those values, like if one person thinks that they can just go out and buy a brand new car because, oh, I make the money, so I can go do that without talking to the other spouse, that really is going to suggest that you don't have that discussion and that equal relationship. It's going to make somebody feel devalued. Right? So talking about what's the biggest purchase that you can make without talking to your partner. Talking about what charities you want to give to. If only one person's charity gets funded, that's not good either. So money and relationships is a really hot topic, and the Money, Relationships, and Equality Initiative facilitates those discussions.
And we have the website on the screen where people can download your...
Yeah, you can download the workbooks, lots of one-pagers. They're all free as the University of Wisconsin initiative.
All right.
Great information.
Thanks for
Christine.
being with us,
Great to see you.
Good to see you, too.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be right back.